All right, good evening. I think we should be on. We're going to check here and make sure we're live on the Shadow Hunters Paranormal page. And if we are, we're going to start the show. And there we go. I see us. Let me play it, turn down the volume so I can see us all night and look at the chat room. Hi, guys. Welcome to Scotty Talks About. Jay and Teresa Lynch are here with me tonight. Hi, guys.
Hi, Scotty.
Hi, Scotty.
Hi. Hi. We're waiting for everybody to get loaded. All right, good evening. I think we should be on. Look at that. See the audio. We're all good. We're on. We're live and everything. We're waiting for everybody to get loaded in the room and watching us live tonight. So
I haven't gotten loaded in a long time.
yeah, like I said, the show's always better loaded.
Anytime you talk with Jay, it's that way.
It's the Ricky and Lucy of the paranormal.
Let me guess. Lucy always does the dumb stuff, so I gotta be Lucy this time. Son of a...
Right. You've got the red
Thank you. You are Lucy. And she is.
That's all right. I rocked that dress at Ashmore Estates.
There you go. Hi, Jen. Hi, everybody. Okay. Hi, Carly. All right, they're all filtering in. So tonight at Scotty Talks About, I talk about Jay and Teresa Lynch, my dearest buddies in the paranormal. Welcome to the show. So glad you guys are here.
We're glad to have us. Thank you.
It's so awesome. Why don't you Spain to everybody, Lucy? I'm doing the Ricky stuff already. So let's do some Spaining to do. So Lucy, do some Spaining about you, and then Teresa, you do some Spaining about you, and then we'll get into our jabbering this evening, which we're known for, our jabber.
Oh God, yes. That's what did shows. What's to explain about me? Yeah, there's not much to explain about me. I have paranormal investigating for what 9+ years now, and we've done a lot of things, been all over the place. The biggest thing we're doing right now is that I'm proud of anything of is the LAP Productions, where we're doing the filming of the Paranormal Mysteries. Plus, we got a bunch of other things going on with it. Yeah, it's absolutely a blast. Be able to work with my best friend Jason Arthur, Jason Schneider, and with forming the production company together, it's been a God blessing, and he's showed me so much about that side of the things. We've got one season up of Paranormal Mysteries. Actually, we only got 3 episodes up. We got a few more episodes to go. Looking to start filming season 2 once all this pandemic stops. We'll just go with that.
That's just it.
Yeah, let's stop there.
Yeah. And podcasting, been doing it now for about, believe it or not, it's these two's fault. Teresa and Scotty's fault that I do podcasts. Been doing it about 7.5 years now. Back up to about 3 and 4 shows a week again.
Wow.
What are your shows?
I mean, they're all done through LAP Productions YouTube channel and Facebook page. Oh, we got Sundays, we got the Paranormal Mystery Podcast. Mondays, we got Ask Us, which is kind of cool. It's me and a younger guy, being Ann Landers of the modern age. You got a Generation Xer and
nobody knows who Ann Landers is. That's why.
Oh,
Dear Abby.
Dear Abby, Ann Landers.
I know who it is, but I don't think everybody else does. So.
Advice
Oh man, advice columns. You can give us for any advice. We will answer any question you ask us. We will answer it. It might be a good answer. It might be a bad answer. It might be the best line of BS we got. But then Tuesday nights, of course, me and Jason and Joe Kudo, one of my great friends, we do Stirring the Pot, and it's comedy. It's off the wall stuff, but it's also very, very, very serious. We discuss anything and everything. Nothing is off limits with us, but you must be respectful to each other. Period. And then last week, I guess
all 3 of you guys are. So
yeah, that's our personalities though.
Yeah.
We're going to have some fun with it. We're going to give each other a lot of hard times. We're going to have a lot of laughs with it, but we're going to discuss it very in depthly. And it's not going to be tiptoed around either. But then last week I did a show with Callie Sherrill. We started up. I don't know if we're going to do it weekly, bi-weekly, or what, but just a conversation with friends. And she said she first started thinking about naming it the Snowflake and the Redneck, but we thought that was too obvious. She's very on the liberal side. I'm very on the outspoken side. I don't really choose liberal, conservative, anything else. I have my opinion, and I make all sides mad. So, and it's come out really well. The first week we had a great turnout. We had a very good in-depth discussion about BLM and everything else. So it was great. It was actually a really good time with it. Started out to go about a half an hour, ended up being on there for 2 hours.
So that's how they normally go.
Yeah.
Just rambling.
It's because Teresa won't shut up.
I wasn't on that one, dear.
And sometimes this show's supposed to be an hour, but we're hour and a half, 2 hours by the time we're done. You know, it's just the way it goes. I remember in the old days when we started radio back in 2008. You know, the show was scheduled for an hour, and after 2 episodes, I already had 3 hours in the can. You know, so it's just like there's other people on, so you had to block time and stuff. So it was a different time. So, but it's exciting about all the stuff. So Teresa, tell us about Chul.
About me, I also have been everything that Jay does, except I don't do the Tuesday night show with him. I actually do a Tuesday night show with my very dear friend Tina Duchesne from Canada. And we talk about anything metaphysical. We've talked about stones and crystals. We've started doing live readings.
What's the name of the show?
Facebook chat, TNT show.
Okay, Lucy and Ricky. I feel like Ethel. That's what I feel. I just have to step in between you two.
Yeah. I also do healing. I do what's called fire pulling, which is kind of different. I do have my Reiki master, but I don't use it. I just use the fire pulling because that's what comes natural to me.
So why don't we since like this ain't a show with any topics on it, since you brought up fire pulling, let's talk about it. Explain it to us, Lucy.
I can do that the best
I can't. That's
Yeah.
very
Yeah. Okay, Ricky.
If you tell me, like if Jay told me his shoulder was hurting him.
That's not why I say it hurts.
Yeah, I know. I always use my right hand to do it, but I put my right hand just above where you say it hurts, and I can feel my palm fill up with pain. And I literally can feel it pull out. And I've had the majority of people that I work on say that they can feel that also, feel the pull out. Then before I start, I always say a prayer and ask that, that God takes away their pain, because what you take out is negativity. So if you just take out all this negativity, this is how it was explained to me, you leave a lot of negativity running around if you just kind of throw it and sling it around. And so I just ask that God does his thing with it and he takes it wherever it needs to be, wherever it needs to go, and everything works out good. I've had a lot of people, it's like I said, it's totally different than Reiki. It's just something, not a lot of people do it. I enjoy doing it because it makes me feel better knowing that I've helped somebody. And especially people that are kind of skeptical about it. And at times I can, like when they walk in the room, I can say, oh, is your back, you work on your back. And they're like, well, how did you know that? Or, well, if your shoulder hurts you, well, how did you know my shoulder was hurting?
Right.
So then I can work on them. They're like, okay, I can feel that now. I can feel it. Oh my God, that feels better. The first time that I ever did it at an event was at Paranormal Toledo. And I had a lady that I worked on her shoulder. She didn't want to sit down for me to do it. And her daughter made her sit down. She was a bus driver. So her shoulder was shot from doing the bus wheel all of her career. She had like 30 years in. So I worked on her shoulder. And when it helped her tremendously. The next year when we were there, they actually called Collingwood to see if I was going to be there.
Oh, cool.
And
Was
said
that 2 years ago?
Yes.
Okay.
So they were going to be there. That since I was there, they were coming. And she not only brought her mother, she brought herself, her husband, her mother, her daughter, and her mother-in-law for me to work on because it worked so well.
Nice.
Which
So you don't touch them, do you? You said you just put your hand close to them?
No, I just put my hand close. If I were to actually like put my hands on somebody, you have to have like a license for that because of liability. So I don't do that.
Depends
You
on the
didn't
state.
touch me.
Shut up.
Never, huh? Never, ever.
Right.
I've been sitting here being good.
You're trying. You're trying.
That's very similar to laying on of hands, but when we do it in the church settings and stuff, we ask the people if we can put our hands on them, but with how everything's changed, we just put our hands in one place on their shoulders and let spirit come through the energy that way. I know in different states there's different laws, so you have to watch out what you do in what states.
Right. Now, the only thing that I will do at some points is I will put my hand on the top of their shoulder, and I almost feel like that helps ground me and makes a complete circuit.
Yeah, it makes a full connection. Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep.
I feel that if I always ask them, do you mind if I lay my hand on your shoulder? And I don't move it. I don't hit them like that. I just lay it on their shoulder, and then I just work with my right hand.
That's the least amount of hitting you've ever done on them. So give them a big whack.
Right.
It brings up the ratings.
Keep going time. Don't be hitting on me. I'm a happily married man. Speaking of that, tomorrow we'll be married 32 years. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
32 years tomorrow.
It's a lot of time to put up with your crap.
88. You guys got married in 88, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And it
32
was
years
hot.
and
How long have you guys known each other?
33 years.
3 years.
It's like, oh, shit, she's the one. I better hurry up and hire her before she picks somebody else.
Yeah, runs away. It's kind of that's exact the same thing between me and Terry, because we've been together 32 years and been married 30. So by the time we got the wedding planned, it takes a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Every time somebody asks me, it's like, how in the world she put with you this long? It's like, I keep her drunk. She wakes up sober. Half my stuff leaves me.
I tell you, I'm not taking half of it. If I leave,
I
taking it
know.
all.
What? I told one of her friends one time, I said that she couldn't afford to leave me. And her friend got really offended, got really mad. She was cussing me and everything else. Like, I can't believe you said she's got a good job. She got insurance. I'm like, you don't understand. If she stays, she keeps everything. If she leaves, she's got to leave half the shit behind her. She's like, oh, no, dummy, I'm staying and keeping everything. I'm like, see? She can't afford to leave me. She don't give up nothing.
That way.
I don't blame her. If I had it made like that, I'd stay too.
Right.
Oh, I do stay.
Mhm.
Nadia from Facebook says happy anniversary to you too. So
Thank
Oh,
you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been a fun, rough road. She's put me through hell.
no more than I have.
All the biker rallies and all that crap.
Right.
Out hunting and fishing all the time.
Yeah, he'd leave in the morning, say he's going hunting. I said, well, what direction are you headed? Well, we're
Wow,
going
no.
over to DR's to hunt. I was like, okay. Late that night, he would come back from the total opposite area. Well, it wasn't good over there, so we went over here.
Or me and my dad would leave out on Friday morning and show up on Sunday.
Yeah. I never knew. Back then, we didn't have cell phones.
No cell phones, no
No
page.
pagers.
Or excuse me, as I like to refer to this, my extendo leash. That's all a cell phone is my leash. Oh, Jay's having fun. Better call him. Stop that crap right now. What are you thinking? Knock it off.
You know better.
By the way, Teresa makes the best breakfast in the world, so everybody knows that. So
That's why I'm so fat.
I eat over there enough. I loved it. Especially what was your chocolate biscuits or what were those?
Chocolate gravy.
Chocolate gravy. You
My
don't
least
like it?
favorite. No, I've never liked it.
He hates it.
Really?
Yes, do
I thought
not
it was
like
amazing.
I love it.
Well,
Nope.
that's why maybe I had so much that day, because you weren't eating it.
it. Morning from Australia.
It reminds me of being a child down in my grandparents in Kentucky, because that's where I learned. That's where I first ate it, and that's where I learned to make it.
Mm-mm.
It's good.
No.
Well, it's funny is
no.
because when I was little, we would go to Kentucky to see my grandparents, and I had a hard time eating down there because I lived in the city.
Okay.
And when
So
we
she
went
marries a
down
country
there,
boy.
Their eggs came from chickens. Mine came from the carton in the store.
Right.
And as I put it when I was little, their milk came from the squeezers, and mine came from the carton at the store. So it was a hard time for me there. But I would eat the eggs if my grandma would put the chocolate gravy on them because you couldn't taste
How
it.
can you put chocolate on eggs?
It was okay. You couldn't taste the egg.
I don't like eggs that well anyway.
No, you started eating them again.
Yeah, I started eating them.
But
I used
yeah,
to-
but you have the bacon and then the chocolate gravy and you're all in. I'm in. That was great breakfast. That was
Yeah.
amazing.
No, man, the sausage gravy on biscuits, big old cat head biscuits. Yeah. Bacon, egg. Well, I started eating eggs now, but I used to not eat that. But all that good already clogging cholesterol kill you heart attack at your 30s kind of food.
Right. Biscuits and gravy and soup beans.
What do you make that with?
Pork
Lard.
Yeah. That's a food staple.
Actually, there's a pot of lard in the back of the refrigerator, so still
Wait.
the best thing to make pierogies and stuff with. So
See, I've never really got a chance to try pierogies. We made a soup not too long back in the winter that called for the frozen pierogies, and it was horrendous.
It was bad.
About a spoon.
just like poutine, horrendous.
See, I can't wait to try it.
No,
No.
don't.
Yeah, I can. You know me.
We tried some.
Have you seen some of the stuff that Joe and Jason and myself eat on Stirring the Pot?
I do.
Okay, like I'm not going to try poutine. Yeah,
I did it with Miley and Keith Age, and we almost died. Almost died. It was terrible. It was so. I mean, it has everything that's amazing in it. Okay, it has French fries. First of all, awesome. It has cheese curds. Awesome. It had bacon. Awesome. It had gravy. Awesome. You put them all together. Crap. Crap. It was the worst mix of crap you ever ate in your life.
I can't wait to try it. I can't wait to get to Canada because that's one of the first things Tina wants to do is have me eat some things up here, and I'm like, I'm going to. I've got to.
Crap. Their food is so, Teresa, if you're so bad with the southern food compared to, where we were in the north, can you imagine the Canadians even different because they have so many more, they pasteurize their stuff more. They're homogenizing it different. Their cheese is really different. We had Keith ordered us a Domino's pizza up there, and it was crap. It was awful. They had like these little sausages on them that looked like rabbit turds all over the thing. I was like, what is that, sausage? So the thing you would say like sausage gravy, Jay, that would not be in Canada. That was just like, what the heck? And then we went to this market to get like some vegetables and fruits and stuff when we were doing this event. And so we're there, and so I went to get some bananas, and on the sign it said yellow curved fruit. Yellow curved fruit. I'm like, okay, I got to get out of Canada.
Right.
This is yellow curved fruit. In America, we call it bananas.
Wow.
But I've
No,
always
we had what they called poutine down here. A couple
yeah,
years ago.
but it was
It was Americanized.
no, it was a version of poutine, but they made it a Tex-Mex style. It had the fries, but they also put in some. They had no gravy. It had cheese sauce on it and some
barbecue.
Yeah, it had barbecue. And
It was delicious.
It was absolutely really good.
That sounds better right there. Cheese and barbecue. I'll take that over.
Yeah, but it was
delicious.
but they called it poutine, but it wasn't actual poutine.
It
So
had the cheese curds.
and I argue with Tina, bless her heart, all the time about Canadian bacon.
Yeah.
And I understand that it's not bacon and that it's not ham because it's actually they always talking about getting what female ham. Female ham,
He knows what they call
which
it.
is actually the tenderloin wrapped with
There's 3 different pigs in Canada. There's the male, the female, and the female.
I'm going to eat it anyway. I don't care.
You could tell her I said that.
I'm going to eat it anyway. You know me. I don't give a crap. I eat anything. But yeah, it's just. But like I said, with Tuesday nights with me and Joe and Jason on Stirring the Pot, we do a thing called Culinary with Kudo where we eat all kinds of horrendous things. In fact, I got some of the stuff in here beside me now. These cans of deviled ham and spreadable corned beef. Just nasty little cans of this stuff. And
That sounds good.
no. We found spreadable spam.
Kudo and I, just so everybody knows, Joe Kudo is a dear friend of mine, and I was on his team when we were here when he's still in Wisconsin with me. But so when he had his team going, I was the medium on his team. So
And then Jason
And we
Schneider with us.
started liking each other, and we started eating the same foods.
We try all kinds. Joe actually one night and he hates tuna, but he mixed tuna with fish cat food out of it. Yeah, and made it into a fish taco with cat food and tuna and cheese and.
Okay, I'm never coming on that show, so I'm good.
Right?
We've actually had Cameron Scott, one of your friends there, that he came on one night and he was prepared. He came with we also do a little segment called Useless Facts of Knowledge, where we find some absolutely bizarre things that you would not think is true, but are always true. And we always have people like, that can't be right. But I'm like, okay, but
You can
but
look it up and
Cameron
find
come on
the
there
history.
and he was ready. He had his fact on there for the Useless Facts of Knowledge, and he had his what we was eating that night. And that one night, me and Joe did mayonnaise and banana sandwiches. They're big down south, and they can stay there.
Well, even Elvis liked peanut butter and banana.
See, I've done peanut butter and mayonnaise all my life. I grew up eating that, so that was no big deal to me.
We did
But we do all
a couple
kinds of
years
stuff.
ago, wasn't it? That we did
Yeah.
Jay put out this post.
It's still on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, Jay
Plug.
put out this post, and it was like, "What is your favorite peanut butter and
Blank sandwich.
And we got all kinds of answers. Well, then after he puts out the post and we start getting these answers, he says, "Okay, we're going to try all this stuff." I said, "Excuse me?"
We let go for about 2 weeks and see what happened, and we ended up with 20 different sandwiches. And of
Yeah.
course, we conned my my niece. Of course, Brianna does just about anything I'll do, and Alex, a young man, a friend of Hunter's that was living with us at the time. Hunter wouldn't do it, but those two got in there. I would have to say that the peanut butter and bologna was the most disgusting one.
Peanut butter and bologna. That sounds actually good.
Oh no, it was horrible.
It was
the texture thing.
Yeah, it was more of a texture. Peanut butter and tomato was terrible. Peanut butter and onion wasn't bad. Peanut butter and pickle was good.
Now it might have been too with the peanut butter and bologna that we took like one slice of bread. You put the peanut butter and
Put
then
a
you
slice
put
of bologna
bologna.
on
You
there.
just folded it over,
And cut it up into fours.
and it would like.
You might not have had enough bread.
Well, you got the
slide
stickiness
against
of
each
the
other.
peanut butter sticking in your mouth, and all of a sudden you hit that peanut butter and that bologna in the middle. It's just sliding all over your mouth.
It wasn't good. Peanut butter and tomato was nasty,
Nasty.
but the peanut butter and
Grilled peanut butter sandwiches wasn't that good either. You would
No.
think it would be that bad, but grilled peanut butter was not that good in my opinion.
Just regular, just grilled, nothing in it.
Well, you
Yeah,
just
just
like you would a grilled
like
cheese
you would
sandwich, you
grilled
put the
cheese.
butter on there, and yeah, and it to me, I
I
was like,
think we even Facebook Live that one.
yeah, trying to cook it.
Yeah, trying to cook it because it was all over the pan. Peanut butter gets hot and it oozes.
Yeah, so I mean, that's just the kind of things that we do, and
How about
like,
peanut butter, bananas, pickles, and mustard?
Oh wow!
man,
That's
I mean,
disgusting.
I would actually,
And
I
dill pickle was actually pretty good. I would do that one again. It's not something that I
Thanks,
want
Paul.
on a regular basis,
peanut butter,
but it was pretty good.
pickles.
And mustard
Banana
and banana.
and mustard.
Banana. You know that
Peanut butter and banana is good.
Yeah.
no. Yes, that's not too
Yeah,
bad.
peanut butter and banana is good.
But you know what's going to happen is on next Tuesday night when we have Stirring the Pot on LEP Productions YouTube channel, plug.
Shameless plug.
Oh, this is forward. Plug, plug, plug.
I've been doing this for a while now. Can you tell? I'll bring that up to Joe and Jason and see what the challenge is and if they'll accept the challenge. And then the following week, each one of us will have to make it and each one of us will have to try it and see who can. Jason's the only one that can usually eat all of them. He's
right.
the trooper. Well,
Just
and
put it all down, huh?
The other night.
he can't do the whole mayonnaise thing. Me and Joe sitting there one night eating spoonfuls of mayonnaise, and Joe seems about to lose his cookies just watching us.
Yeah, he couldn't handle
So,
it.
but Jason and Joe made a challenge and stuff, and actually it was Joe's challenge, and ended up dragging Jason into it. They got a freeze-dried tarantula, and I sent it to them.
Scotty,
and
you could have seen Joe trying to
Jason-
open up the package.
Well, you can go back on our YouTube channel, LEP Productions YouTube channel, and see it. It's still on there. But
Well, you know, Joe's terrified of spiders.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So he was trying to get in, but the problem with it is he couldn't see that for some reason that night. He couldn't see Jason's camera. And every time Jason was like, "Oh my God," he's like, "What? He dropped it. Is it moving?" So it was hysterical. And Joe actually ate a leg of it.
He did.
He finally got to the point to where he picked up the pair of tweezers and got to his face, and he actually ate a leg off that tarantula. Jason ate the whole tarantula.
Yeah, he ate the whole thing.
He ate every bite of it.
But just watching Joe trying to open up the package was worth everything. Because he had like 2 pair of like pliers trying to open up the bag, and he was all ready for it.
Oh yeah, it was hysterical. We had a great time with it, and then, like I said, Jason ate the whole thing. And as of right now, they're in Jason's possession. We had 2 of our listeners, 3 of them, get together and split the money. Each one of us is getting a packet in the mail real soon, and in the packet is chocolate covered scorpions that we will have to eat on air.
That doesn't sound too bad.
So me and Jason's already, we do it all the time. We used to get together at his house. We did those yum boxes. We get different things from around the world.
Those were
And
fun.
then we've also done, me and Jason's ate grasshoppers and crickets and larvae and things like that.
Tina
So
ate this with you.
yeah, Tina Duchesne ate this with us. So
No,
it's just part of the fun that we do with Stirring the Pot and also with LAP Productions. We do more than just the paranormal things. As you guys well know, we also have Bodine.
Yes.
Scotty's got some good pictures with Scotty and Bodine on the
I mean,
couch.
Bodine, yeah, those were pretty sexy. I even look really good.
Hell, you always look good. I even look. Don't make me drive all the way up here just to bust your ass.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Ah!
No, I will bust your ass.
right?
Bodine is the Bigfoot. If you guys haven't seen him, go out to LEP Productions and watch Bodine.
Bodine the Bigfoot. There's more things coming with him.
Yeah.
Also with Jezebel, the demon that we found in Jason's bathroom. Now she's the outhouse demon, and she's got her own little outhouse that we keep her in, and we take her out to events and stuff with us.
I
So.
know, and I've hugged her, and she loves me, and I love
Yep.
her.
Yes.
And so does Bodine. Bodine went dancing with me in Silcon.
Yeah.
Yep. Raided the bar. Went and I couldn't
God.
karaoke.
You should have seen the locals when Bodine walked by. They're all in the bar, and all of a sudden their heads are all. Like that. It was the funniest thing ever. Almost peed my
That's
pants.
not a normal sight for Illinois.
Yeah. Well, you never know, especially for Central Illinois. It might be.
good point.
Bodine's good for anywhere. So is Jezebel. They're the tops. They're my
Very
favorites.
true.
Then of course we got the video on there of Jay Smelly Square and their dropout single. That's a good video to watch too. So we just have a lot of fun with it, and that's, like I said, that's something I'm big time on right now. But we got so many other things going on that's Stirring the Pot right now, and not the show, but with LAP Productions, we got so much going on right now. So just waiting for things to open up. We are so ready to cut loose.
Nice.
We're getting ready to go out. We're actually coming out to Wisconsin. We're going to film with Joe. We're going to get together and go to a couple places and do some filming with Joe and stuff. So
Well, we're in the same town, so we'll have to get together.
yeah,
Absolutely.
possibly me and Jason with no adult supervision turn loose with Joe.
I'm leaving.
Yeah.
You still want to get together?
I'll bring the bail money.
Okay.
Oh, I won't need bail money. Just leave me sit there. Don't let me out. It's never that bad that's not going to let me lease on my own recognizance. So just don't
Yeah,
pay the
you're out of
money. Just
state.
let me go.
You don't know Wisconsin, so
Oh, they'll let me go.
You're out of
They'll let me
state.
go. Just shut me up.
yeah. That's probably true.
If we let you go, will you go home?
We promise we'll
Get
let
out
you
of
go.
here.
We'll drop everything and just get the hell out of our state. Okay. Deal.
All right, so here's not a question, but I was just thinking, what is our best investigation that we've done together?
You know what I always
Now,
think
now,
of,
how do you
Scotty?
define best?
Do you remember at Post Town sitting in the dry goods room?
No, the room above.
No, we were in the dry goods room and it was pitch black and we had like 15 people sitting in a circle and somebody's stomach started growling.
Rosalind Lewis was with us.
Yeah, Rosalind was with us. And they're like, oh, that was my stomach. And then it literally went around the circle. And by the time it came back to the person that started, we were all done. Everybody was just rolling. I think that was the funniest thing ever. And I have talked about that so many times. Like when we
I
have
think it was Terry. I think that honestly was Terry's stomach when we started. I think it was.
But what she's leaving out, if you all remember correctly, is that when we were doing a little bit of an event there and we took a little bit of a break to have dinner, and Teresa and I had made a huge pot of chili. And we all went back to the house and had chili before we investigate. Do not have chili before investigating.
Especially Jay's chili.
It's like Jason's favorite saying, no Mexican before investigation.
That was, but the dry goods room, we had a lot of fun stuff. I remember the one where we had the orange lights that kept popping up. Remember that?
Yeah.
We were sitting there and then we had them like coming across the room on us. So those were like real orbs because there was no cameras going on at the same
Yeah,
time.
there was no camera, there was no light, there was no nothing.
And we could see
And
these orange lights in the room. So
Yeah, that room was so dark. It literally had no windows in it. It had one door, and the hallway light was out, so you couldn't even see light from underneath the door.
yeah.
Oh.
So it was pitch black. You couldn't see your hand in front of your face.
It was a good time.
All right, Jay, what do you say by best?
That was probably, well, I'm just saying that's what I was going to say. It was the best, one of the best investigations, but it really wasn't a lot about investigating. We all had so much fun and got to laughing and that whole camaraderie.
Mhm.
I've said it before and I'll say it 1,000 times. The paranormal side about being involved with paranormal, the ghosts are the side effects for me. Getting to meet so many amazing people, going to all these amazing locations, the history and all that stuff, and to get to expand and open up your mind. Those things come to me before. If I don't have any encounter that night, it's still a wonderful night because I've had all this camaraderie with these people, got to meet new people, talk and learn. And that's the paranormal more to me than even the spirit side of it. That's great. I love the spirit side of it. But like I said, even if I have nothing happen all night, just get to spend that time with those people and have that experience of that camaraderie and everybody focused in a positive way. That's a win-win-win.
Yeah,
My opinion.
I agree with that. I think one of my best times was the first night I met Daryl. At Post Town, and I was there with Kudo, and it was the first time that we met Nick and Brian too. And we went to Post Town and we walked around, and Daryl came up to me and said, "Yeah, I don't believe in mediums." He said like right away, like right out of the gate. And he goes, because, and unfortunately, it's somebody that we knew, and even you guys know, that went to him and did a reading for him and his wife, who talked to Daryl first and then told Brenda about it, and then talked to Brenda and then told Daryl about it, and that was the reading. So that wasn't very good. And they found out later because they shared stories. And so, of course, they were kind of bitten by the medium. And but so I remember the first night we were downstairs in the lunchroom, and I met the lunch lady for the first time. And Daryl goes, "Okay, if the lunch lady's really here, she'll tell you the first meal we ever had here." And I said, "Yeah, it's meatloaf. I mean, just no doubt, just came right to me, came right out." And he goes, "Nope, you're wrong." He goes, "It was spaghetti." And I said, "No, Daryl, what day is it today?" He goes, "Thursday." I said, "What you have on Thursdays?" He goes, "Meatloaf." I go, "Ah, you're wrong." And we've been best friends ever since. He goes, "Damn it."
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting place. We had a lot of history there. I mean, what, 5.5 years, 6 years we was around it and
Yeah.
stuff. So that's a lot of time spent at a location. But we're having a lot of fun now being a chance to get out on the road, especially with Joel and Jason up here at the Collingwood Arts Center.
Oh yeah,
Amazing.
that's an amazing place too. So
And have you been to the 101 yet? There in Winchester, Indiana?
nope, haven't been there yet.
Oh, I love that place. Jay
We're
actually
gonna have to work
did-
that out.
Jay did a Facebook Live there, Scotty, and he was upstairs.
Here we go.
Tina and Ro and I were downstairs,
Okay.
and things had been a little squirrely that night anyway. We were going to go live, and everything stopped us from going
And
live.
Jay was being Jay.
No, it was just bad. So Jay went upstairs by himself,
Imagine that.
and he starts talking to the spirit, and he's standing. She's got these great big windows.
It's a 100-some-year-old building.
It's an old building. And he's standing there. He goes, "All right, if you're so strong and you can do it, push me out of this window."
I
Like,
said, if you can move the
What are you
couch like they say
doing?
you can, they saw the couch. If you have that kind of
"Go
power,
ahead,
that kind of
push
energy,
me out the window."
I bet you can't push me out this window as I'm standing right in front of it.
And
I
we
didn't-
threw a fit. Well, then shortly after that,
Oh, Tina Duchesne's watching.
so
Hi,
shortly
Annie. How are you?
we
Hi,
Tina or Jay went over to the other side of the room, and he completely
Because-
lost time.
Because I was panned around the room. And I was watching. I was standing against my back still to the window, watching the open up room because that way you could see all the way through the thing, through from one room into the next room, into the next room, into the next room. We saw a shadow, and I saw it, and then everybody on the camera also saw it, also to the left around this chair. So of course somebody says, "I bet you want to go sit in that chair." Sam Henderson. So I bet you won't go sit in that chair. I'm like, the hell I won't. I'm going to sit in that chair. And I kept doing it live from there. Jason ended up calling me and breaking in on my live. You know, used to on Facebook, you could interrupt somebody, you could add people to your live because he got worried about me. Apparently,
And he called me already.
told her and Tina to get upstairs.
I said, I'm already on my way. I was already halfway up the stairs.
I got to where I lost my train of thought, which, you know, for me is extremely rare. I could not focus. I was stammering my words.
You were slurring your words.
They all thought I was having a mild stroke or something. The way
it was
I was
really
acting.
bad.
And
he lost that. He doesn't remember any of it.
I don't remember that 20 minutes that all this was going on, and I couldn't find it on my live feeds. It's never showed up on my live feeds. It's just gone. It's like it got deleted or something. Because I want to go back and watch because I thought you were slurring. I'm like, no, I wasn't. You're all crazy.
Yeah, it was bad.
So the proof disappeared. So they say it happened. I say it didn't. It's 500 people against one, but I'm right. 500 to 1 odds. It's in my favor.
Nah.
Yeah. Peanut butter and bologna flavor. There you go.
Oh, you know, but it still drives Teresa crazy with that. I imagine would you too, whenever we investigate where I do that, I still do it. I will always probably do it till something probably happens that scares the crap out of me. But I'm always there if I'm there for the communication and the interaction, I offer myself for that communication. I offer them to be able to channel through me, to speak through me. Teresa gets mad when I say you can even possess me. If you can walk this meat sack around, I'll let you. She's like, you don't offer to be possessed. I'm like, it's a ghost. It's like I'm saying, hey, demon, come on in. I'm not doing that.
You don't know though, because you don't specify. And I told him, I said, one of the
I said spirits.
Something's going to happen, and then I'm going to have to bring people in to help clean up his mess.
What's going to happen is I'm going to get inside my head and realize they're only about one of 13 personalities, and they're going to like it in there. Too much chatter. They're going to say, it's too loud in here. We're out. I'll be like, take some with you.
But I mean, that's the way we want to be in investigations anyways. We want to be a part of it. You know, there's too many people that sit back and don't want to be a part, but yet they're there trying to be a part.
Right.
So it's better if you're involved.
Absolutely. And I'm there for that interaction. I actually want that interaction. I want to know that it's that if it's going to interact, it's an intelligent haunting. It's not a residual. And I want that intelligence, and from the intelligence, then you can learn. If you can communicate, then you can learn. You can learn from the other side just as well as you can from this side. So it's a matter of making that comfort level. A lot of people they always bring up the thing about demons and all this other crap. I'm like, all the investigations we've been on, and all the times living in Post Town for 4.5 years, I've never come across a demon. I've never crossed even a malevolent spirit. I've seen some grumpy ones, yes, don't get me wrong, but you know, if somebody came in here every single day and they couldn't hear me or see me, but I could hear and see them, and I'm trying to answer their questions, and they come in here every day, every weekend. Do you know your dad? Do you know you're a ghost? Are you a boy? Are you a girl? I would get frustrated also. And I would finally start, well, let's all just be honest. When I do pass over, and if there's a way to stick around, I'm going to. And if I do, y'all are in trouble. Tina, your showers will never be the same. What? I'm honest.
I know you are.
Your showers will never be the same.
Neither will mine.
Nope.
Right?
I'm visiting. I don't give a crap.
I'm happy.
There's all kinds of things I want to do. Because it just, if the majority of the people in the world living in all the centuries, the majority of the people, percentage of population, are good people. They're just like you and I.
Mhm.
Why is it all of a sudden that now almost every spiritual encounter is bad? That doesn't make sense to me.
Because it makes it more than what it is. They think that but not just having spirit communication is awesome. They have to make it something more. You know, in the old days when we first started this back in, when I investigated in '93 was my first investigation ever. And when we investigated in '93, if we got anything on our reel-to-reel tape, we thought it was amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or you got footprints in the baby powder on the floor, or the strings were moving from the ceiling that you put up, anything like that. That was amazing because you were communicating with spirit. So that got to a point now where yes, we do that quite often, but so we have to take it to the next level. And the next level, everybody thinks it is by creating some evil to it. But it also the evil also gives people an excuse not to do what's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
The devil made me do it.
Yeah, but I've never blamed anybody. It's my own stupidity. I
Yeah.
chose to do it.
Well, anybody that knows you knows that.
yeah, but I mean, but that's with everybody though. I mean, we choose our own happiness or unhappiness. We choose
Oh,
choose to
absolutely.
make hell here on earth. You know, we choose to live in those moments. So it's tough. I mean, yeah, we understand it, but we can't blame it on things. And unfortunately, I think too many people blame, you know, the evil stuff on on the devil or demons or that type of stuff instead of taking
Anything they
ownership,
can.
trying to fix it themselves.
Anything they can so that way they don't have to face it themselves.
Correct.
It's like I know you know Michelle LeBaron,
Mhm.
at Read Paranormal. She made a post earlier today, and she said, especially in the paranormal field, and said everybody loves you until you become competition. And of course, everybody's like, "Oh yeah, it feels like this. To feel too bad." But me being me, I flipped it on her, and I turned it around, and I said, "I love you." My quote to her was, "I love you even more as my competition. You push me to be better than I could have been without you. Thank you." It like you just said, it's on the way you want to look at it.
Right.
Competition can be a great thing, especially if you're competing to help each other move forward. If you're competing to each other to see who's better, then you're right. It sucks.
Yeah.
If you're competing to make each other better, it's wonderful. And I love that kind of competition.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that, but you know, I look at it. I don't call it unity because I don't want it to be unified. I want everybody to do their own thing because everybody brings different things to different realms. You know, I mean, Teresa, your healing is different than everyone else's, so that's wonderful. Let's rejoice in that and rejoice in the help that you do the way you do it. You know, not every medium does it the same way. Not every psychic does it the same way. Not every paranormal investigator does it the same way. That doesn't mean that we can't all do it together. And that's one of my biggest pet peeves is you can't come to my haunted place because it's mine,
Right.
my teams.
This is my turf.
That reminds me of the old wrestling federations before WWE. You know, this one had this little area, and this one had that area, and this one had that area. And you don't come into my area, and I don't. Oh my God, seriously, I'm the biggest bully on the playground. No, I'm the biggest bully on the playground.
Turf wars.
Right.
Oh.
We have the scariest ghost. We have the loudest ghost. We have the childless child. You know, we have, you know.
And that just makes me want to go there even more.
Right. But that's what we should do. You know, so if we went to, what was that? Pollock Hospital in Peoria. And now if the stuff that we got that night, yeah, I would love to have you come in 2 nights later or a week later and try to get the same things that I got. Because if we do, then we know there's something going on.
True.
You know, we could start validating that the same noises are the same noises. Or, you know, we could figure it out. Or if we hear the same voices, you know, then we go, oh my goodness. Or we come back 6 months later to see if we can get the same things to happen again. You know, I think that just helps prove the places, you know, in these places that are, you know, the sites, not the people's homes, but in the sites.
There for a while, they were trying to get locations to keep like notebooks or binders
Buzz and Bob's in the chat room.
in the rooms. Hi, Bob.
Buzz and Bob Sinkner.
And
The co-host of the Buzz on Z Talk, Bob and I. Okay, so these binders and books. Go ahead.
Binders with notebook paper in them in each room of locations. And that way, if you have an experience in that room, you write down the date, what it was, and what time it was. And then the idea of it was you could start seeing patterns happening.
Right.
But people don't want to.
They want to actually sit down and write things down nowadays.
Take out the time to do that. You know, a lot of people are coming from out of state, and you don't want to sit down and write everything out.
Why would I write everything down when you can catch my episode on? You can see me on. I'm serious. And it's not. I'm not meaning that in a bad thing because we're doing some of the same things. We're filming our own episodes of places that we're going with LAP Productions, and I'm loving it. Don't get me wrong. And I encourage people to do that. But the problem with that then is that most people don't go support each other and don't watch each other's things and do the cross-referencing. It's all there.
Right.
It's all absolutely right there. It's just like me and Jason were talking not too long ago. Between the two of us, we got 3,000 or 4,000 friends between Facebook and everything else. We got less than 100 people following our YouTube channel. We don't support one another. We talk about it. We don't actually do it. Majority of people don't actually go support each other. Bob Sinkner in there, he's got a YouTube channel with his what's it, wavelengths.
Paranormal wavelengths.
Yeah, and he's got his own channel there. He does shows on there and stuff and does live feeds. And I support his.
And I didn't watch it before he came on my show either, so we're just the same yet. No, sorry, Bob.
I'm saying it's just they're all out there, and people don't really want to write things down because with paranormal, everybody's putting things on recorders and on cameras, all that stuff. So why would you have to write it down when it's all right there in video evidence? And it's usually on everybody's channel. It goes, all you have to do is go watch, go check it out, and see what they get.
But
It's
see
right
now,
there.
like I won't watch episodes like that unless I've already been there.
Right.
No, well, yeah, but I don't want to go in
I
someplace
want
I
to go out and
haven't
get.
been yet because I want to get tainted. Well, but I do watch them this stuff because I don't have any abilities. The only ability I guess to be a smart ass, and I'm great at it. But so I don't have the abilities that you and Teresa and Tina and many others that we know do. So I want to know because I want to know what's going on, and I want to see how I can set things up to push. And which Tina and Teresa used to hate it, but now they're enjoying it. I take the walkthroughs because I push them, I challenge them. I know what the claims are. So when they start hitting on something, I make them get more defined. Don't be journalistic. We'll be more defined. Get it nailed down. And anybody that just watched this, like, well, he's already told them. No, you can believe that if you want to. Now I don't give a shit because I'm not going to argue with him about it. But it gets them to be more focused, and I push them to the next step. You know how I am, Scotty. I push everything.
Yep.
If you tell me you can't take one more step, I'm going to ask you to take a half a step. If you take that half step, I'm going to ask you to take another half step. Oh shit! I just got to take that whole step now. That's just my nature. I push everything to the limits.
Which is good, and that's what I've always said, because I don't think everybody on the team should know like you. I think there should be one person or two in the whole group that knows the answers, so they can go with the group, and when the group hits, they can then validate, you know, and then, or like you can push them towards it. But what I don't like is when I do events and people see me catching something, then all of a sudden they caught the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, and I used to write in a book, and I used to write stuff down like I'm hungry. And so they go, oh, Scotty got something, so then they go, oh, I felt what Scotty just felt. I felt something here. And I said, no, I just put I'm hungry. So unless you felt I'm hungry, then you're not really, because a lot of it is people playing to what other people are seeing.
And that's a huge thing with it.
Yeah.
It's a huge thing. And I used to make a challenge all the time to people, and a few tried it, and of course it stopped. If you have another team or another group of people that you investigate with that you trust, don't review your own evidence. Don't tell them where you're going. Don't tell them what you got. Send everything you got to them. Allow them to review your evidence and get back to you with what they found.
Right.
That is a very hard thing for a lot of people to do. Their evidence that they have to claim what they think it is. But if you allow them to look at your stuff blindly and they hit on some of the same things that you do, isn't that validation that something's going on?
Yep, I agree.
It puts it to a different level that a lot of people aren't coming with, because what we said earlier, the whole territory, and I want my stuff for my video or my stuff for my channel, or that's my building and I want this, and you have to step outside that. If you're truly here to learn and to expand your mind, and to also, if you're going to a residence, if you're truly there to help the client, it's not about you, it's about them and getting them the best answer you can possibly give them. So that's why we say that. Don't review your evidence. Don't tell whoever you give it to where you're at or anything about it. Let them review it completely cold and blind and see what they find.
Yeah, I find that amazing. I think that's the best way to do it. And I mean, other team members too, like when we did Pollock House, and where I'm with Shadow Hunters now out of Illinois here. And so we're putting the videos up, and if you watch it, see what you see. We got some really cool stuff happening. But I wouldn't look at it until I went to the house. So if I went to Pollock House, hospital, sorry, I always call it house. I don't know why. It must have been something smaller there originally, because I keep feeling that energy. But when you look at it though, as a medium, if you don't want to go in, you want to be able to validate. And I did that night we were there. There was a lady who wrote 2 books on it that was investigating with us, and I was able to validate and corroborate some of the other stuff that they felt. And so you feel very, very validated and like you're doing some good, for the whole cause of the over thing. So
Mhm.
Absolutely.
I like getting like when we went to the brewery.
Jen Hodgins.
What?
Jen Hodgson said, "I love that you push your team. There are some if you do that too, they get upset and it's sad." And you know what?
There's also there has to be a lot of trust there. I trust him because he's my husband. Tina trusts him because she trusts him as a friend.
Poor Tina, the first time we really met her, investigating, I'm like, "Do you trust her?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, Teresa's like, "Big mistake, big mistake. He's going to push you now."
Sucker.
I'm like, but the thing about it is when I'm doing what I do and investigating my way, Tina and Teresa around, they push me. They push me to be the best that I can be. It's never done out of malice. It's never done to make them look bad. It's
Well-
always about trying to exceed yourself and to make yourself better, to harness your own energies and your own. Oh, did I just say that? So, and your own knowledge base, and to push it to the next level. If you don't question yourself and you stagnate yourself, are you really doing yourself a good service and the investigation that you're doing, especially if it's a residential?
Yeah. I mean, okay, so Bob's in the chat room. Hi, Bob. I love him, man. One of my best, dearest friends in the whole wide world. And then he's dating, Tina. That's amazing. So they're wonderful, wonderful peeps.
They are. They're great people. And we got to investigate with Bob a couple times now. In fact, our episode that's out now on LEB Productions with Paranormal Mysteries is we had a great time because me and Teresa have been investigating since we've always been doing this. We've always done it together. We're lucky that we're a couple. Well, most people don't have that. So on the episode that we have out now, and the episode part 2 of the episode 3 that's coming out soon, is every one of us on Paranormal Mysteries brought their significant others. Tina brought Bob. Dave brought his wife. Brian brought his wife. Jason brought Tanya. So you had Heather and Brian, and Jason, and Tanya, and Dave and Candy and Bob and me and Teresa and stuff. So we went from a 5-person team to a 10-person team, and some of the people had never ever investigated before.
And that was a lot of.
That's really cool.
And and there's some situations, of course. Once again, we got a situation where a bunch of ladies were getting something. They were all feeling things, and I'm like, "Well, you guys ought to do this." I'm like, "Do you trust me?" And I went, "Yes." I went, "Come on, my children. Come, my children.
I knew better.
I'm going to put you in a situation where you don't want to be, but it's not going to be a bad one. We didn't ever let get that away, but it pushed them outside their comfort zone."
Right. I mean, that's even Bob in the chat room says, Scotty used to call people out for fishing. And I did. I mean, I used to do that with a lot of other mediums that, Bob and I did this place in Pensacola at the Pensacola Paracon. That's the first time we ever investigated together. And that's how we became best friends from that night on. But yeah, I mean, you could tell when people are fishing for references instead of really feeling them. And it's good to be pushed out of your comfort zone because you don't want to be in there because the number one thing that people need to bring to an investigation is this.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else. Because like I say, too often people are on their phones or like this and the ghost walks right by.
Yeah.
And that person doesn't even see the ghost,
Full body apparition and they missed it.
Yeah, because they're looking at a meter that doesn't tell them that a full body apparition's there either anyway.
See, there you go. Picking on us guys like to use their equipment.
Well, we do a lot.
You don't know how to use your equipment.
Right.
Oh, I know how to use it. I know how to break it too. But anyway, we ain't going there. But
You did. Oh my God, you want that? Yeah.
Of course he did. Of course he did.
Most people don't know what we're talking about right now. We'll just
The
leave it.
only one in the world that I know that broke it like that. Seriously.
The only one that you know in the world that broke it like that and then sat there for over 3 hours doing on-air podcast before he went to the hospital. I'm dedicated to what I'm doing.
Didn't you read the disclaimer when you took the pill that if it was that way for 3 hours, you needed to go see a doctor?
I love to phone a friend. Oh,
Right.
but But I just firmly believe that if you're not pushing yourself, you're not doing something right. See, I'm trying to change the subject.
It looked like it was in deep thought, Scott.
Man, this is not a topic you want to get onto. I will run this.
Bad vision, bad vision, bad.
Never Google it and then click images. I'm telling you.
Really? There's stuff on there of it?
Oh my
Don't
gosh.
do it.
Guess who's doing it tonight?
Don't
Just
put
what
in
you always say. The more you say, don't do it, the more I'm going to do it.
You'll have nightmares.
I probably will.
The pictures are horrible.
It wasn't no fun either at the time. Well, it was fun up to that moment.
I'm gonna change the subject real quick to investigating.
Yeah.
When we started out doing this when we were at Post Town, then we've kind of, whenever we do an investigation with the public, we always end up taking the new people. I like investigating with new people because
you learn something from everybody.
You learn something from everybody, and they don't already have their mindset on what it's going to be like. This is how I do it, and I've had people say, well, I don't know anything. Well, you think that, but that doesn't necessarily mean that, because everybody brings something to the table. Fresh eyes could show you how to do something completely different. And I think one of our fondest investigations was at Ashmore State.
Oh,
we investigated.
We're going back. We're booking back this year.
Yeah.
This will be our fourth year.
Fourth year doing it.
Fourth year.
We investigate with an adult special needs group.
High functioning special needs. And it's an
amazing time.
It is my highlight of every year, the last 4 years. I can honestly, unequivocally say, I mean, I love working with everybody. I do. But to work with that group and to have that environment, the things that were expressed, sometimes heart-wrenching. One of the gentlemen,
I had a lump in my throat like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, one of the gentlemen 3 years ago.
This gentleman was probably in his late 50s, early 60s.
No,
they were older.
This one was only about maybe mid 40s. The one I'm talking about that said you about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the one that I'm talking about, he's in his mid 40s, and he, of course, we start out teaching about the equipment. Flashlights start out that way, and we progress all the way up to the SLS. But the one gentleman's like, he said, "Can I ask questions?" I'm like, "Absolutely, please do so." He goes, "I know where. Do you know something about how he knew what this place used to be?" That was.
It was an asylum.
And he said, "I know they used to keep people like me here," and I'm like, "Oh God, where's this going to go?" He goes, "I just want to let you know that they don't just forget about us anymore." And I'm like, "Okay, we got to change the subject." I had to walk out of the room for a little bit because it absolutely choked me up to have that, and to have that openness and the questions that they would ask. Like they thought they started communicating with a nurse, and the one guy asked if he knew Clara Barton. I never thought to ask about Clara Barton.
No, or Florence Nightingale.
Yeah, I'm like,
do you know them?
It was. I'm proud to be a part of this again. It's my favorite investigation by far. And nothing against anybody. I love all the places, but
what weekend is it so I can come down and be part of it?
It's in August.
Yeah, we're doing it this year in August. It's absolutely it's a group that comes out of Chicago. They drive all the way down from Chicago, and every year since the first time they came out for one of our we was there for one of the 101s that they were doing, and they brought a few people, and then they started booking it for their own private after that with Robin. And every year they request Teresa and myself and Jason to come back, and the three of us go every year. It is phenomenal time, and some of them. The one lady has
Tina
absolutely
just said it was life changing.
Yeah, Tina went with us last year. It's absolutely amazing, and she with us 2 years now. She'll tell us, but it's one of the ladies. She actually hit on the little girl that was there, and she got on things that the little girl that lived up the road, who's only 6 years old, had told Robin. Told her mom, and her mom told Robin that she saw about Elva that lived there, and she's like, "I never told anybody. There's no way that lady should know she's from Chicago. That's not all on the internet. There's no way she should know that." And it was amazing. It was just it's like Tina said, it's life changing. It was absolutely wonderful. And I'm telling you right now, and I would tell anybody, if there's somebody that special needs of any kind, way, shape, or form, if they want to go investigate, take them. I don't care who that is. Do not discredit them. Do not cut them out. You will get a different look at perspective of things, and it's
Yes.
you shouldn't cut anybody out for anything, any reason anyway. But if they have the interest, I don't give a shit. Young, old, special needs, no special needs. If somebody has an interest, take the time to work with them and teach them properly. Don't let them just go out there and do something and get themselves hurt. Don't let them do anything that I do.
I know. So you guys know Christian.
Oh
So,
yes, oh my
my,
buddy.
my son who has special needs, who's on the autism spectrum, and he the first time I took him out ghost hunting, there was like this little tombstone that kind of looked like a schoolhouse. I think it was like a teacher or something. And he walks up in the middle of the night when we're investigating. He walks up to the schoolhouse. He knocks on the door and says, "Hello, you can come on out."
Oh,
That's awesome.
I started bawling as it's like,
oh my gosh.
so it is just amazing how the spirits that they see and how they perceive them without the filters that we've all been put on our whole lives.
Right.
That's I would say that was a perfect way to put it. Watching them investigate, and I did. I ended up watching them. They, like I said, we started out with just showing them the flashlights and as they're coming on. By the end of the first year we went, by the end of that night, it was like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. There's only like me and Jason and about 4 or 5 of the group with us still. Most of them had already crashed out and stuff. They're up over Jason's shoulder. He's got the SLS over his shoulder. Their cameras filming everything going on. They're asking questions about the equipment and how we're using it and what's this mean and that. I mean, it was absolutely amazing. And they will give you a whole new way of looking at things that you would have not thought of yourself. And the one guy even said at one time, because we're just human triggers, aren't we? I'm like, yes, you are. I wouldn't have thought of it, put it that way, but he says, well, this is our kind of people. I'm like,
wow.
Yeah. And let's go have fun with them. Let's go. It's amazing. It is and I usually don't talk about it because I get so excited about it and sometimes emotional. It's made me choke up and tear up on radio shows talking about it because it is such an amazing time. And if you ever if you're with a venue or something like that, or of an adult facility where they're looking for things to people for them to do something different, something new, go mention it to them and tell them that you'll help go with them. I'm telling you, do it. It was amazing.
It really is. They look forward to it every year.
Not as much as I do.
And the second year that we went, we got there early.
Yeah. So we thought.
Yeah, so we thought. And then they got there early too, right after we did. And when they were coming off of the bus, it was, just melted your heart because they're like, "Oh, you're back. We were hoping
you came see us. You came to work with us and gave us hugs."
And, it was just amazing. This is the best group ever.
It's I'm telling you, do it.
Yeah.
If you get a chance, go do it. I love it. It's my favorite investigation every year. And like I said, I love Collingwood. I love 101. I love every one of you that I get to work with. And the ones I haven't got to work with yet, and I'm going to in the future. But that's still my favorite investigation. That's by far my highlight of my year. I love it when Jason says, they called Robin and booked it. They asked for us again. I'm like, I'm in. Yeah. I took that Thursday and Monday off so I could go there and we can get there early if we can and spend more time with them. It's great.
The last year we went, we told him, we said, Robin, because they were talking about how they were going to get more of the bunkhouses. And so we were like, Robin, don't worry about us.
Yeah. Give them the bunkhouses.
Give them the bunkhouses. We'll pay for our own hotel.
Absolutely.
I just want to be there with them.
And like I said, they asked for us and we volunteered. They don't pay for anything. We don't take nothing for it. They don't pay for our gas, nothing. We drive from Ohio to Illinois just to be able to help them out because it was such a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful experience. Right. And it doesn't hurt people to volunteer. Give the best thing that you can possibly give. Give your damn self. Mm-hmm. That's what money can't buy. Money can't buy you. So give it. Damn, I sound like a nice guy. You guys stop. You're ruining my redneck reputation.
Teresa, I told you we'd do it.
Right?
I keep this side of me hid. Well, I used to. I don't anymore.
What time?
I don't hide that anymore. Nobody has to say more. Oh, look, he's let us smart out. I just leave it out. What the heck? I got
He still swears, so that's still good.
Oh, I still
yeah.
cuss like a sailor, and I'm being very, very good tonight.
I'm actually very proud of you.
I was amazed how lack of swearing, but yet the swearing that we did during match game, it was just nuts. I was just, oh my God.
Well, that game kind of brings it out in you, somebody.
Especially David Wall. He sat up in that corner. He was like naked, and well, I'll have to talk about that sometime because I did ghost hunting in my underwear. I didn't go fully naked, but I did. I did ghost hunting in my underwear this last weekend. So first time for me.
Oh,
It was
wow.
different. It was different.
Nope.
It was very different.
Not going to happen.
I would
Not.
glow. I'm so white. I would glow.
Not going to
Yeah,
happen.
that's my point. I did, I kind of look like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. But
Not going to happen. I don't care what's donated to what. And I'll do a lot of stuff, as you well know, for charities. That was not going to happen. That would be a 6-figure minimal donation for me to even consider it. It's not going to happen.
not that bad. I thought I would be freaked out by it, but
I'm not. Nope. Not. I wore a dress, did a dollar dance.
Right? Yes, you did.
I'm not investigating my underwear. Nope. I'm not doing naked and afraid. Not happening. Nope.
Mm-mm.
Nope. First off, I'm not afraid. And second off, you don't need to see me naked.
that's what I said too.
Let me ask you this. Did you get any better evidence?
We went into the place where there was supposed to be the naughty ghost.
That caught my
So
attention.
that's what I said. If the ghost is naughty, then I better be naughty. So that's why I went in there, and then they were doing the SDs, where they're saying this stuff and hearing it instead of we're trying to hear it. So one time the spirit said, "Spread them." So we did have a couple things. So it was kind of fun.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Nope.
They said people get groped in there. I didn't get groped. I was waiting. I was like, if I'm spread them, you got a chance. Go for it.
Well,
Didn't
see,
happen.
that's kind of funny. Rhodes Hotel, have you been there?
Roads, yes.
Love it. And every time we ever went there back, we haven't been in a while. We used to go there all the time when Gil Sanchez owned it. And every time she'd always give us the front left room, which was the prostitute's room where she was supposedly murdered and stuff. And they said, when men stand there, they get gripped all the time. So, of course, I went there, laid across the bed, fully clothed, laid across the bed, laid a $20 bill across my crotch, went, please don't be gentle. Teresa's like, stop it. I'm like, what?
I was like, seriously?
She's a prostitute. She gets paid for it. I'm trying to help out the cause.
Teresa, if I was you, I'd just grabbed the $20 and left.
Yeah. Well, and then we had Hunter and his buddy were there with us one
Alex,
night,
when he's filming.
and you gave them $50.
Yeah, I gave him $50 and said, you guys give her a proposition to prostitute and stuff. Film it, just
Yeah.
the two of you, because both of them, Hunter, Hunter is about investigating. He's out of it anyway, but he thought, okay, I'm going to go, I want to learn how to learn the cameras. So he went with us. And Alex want to learn how to use the cameras, also investigate. So I put the two teenage boys in there alone with money saying, okay, go and film yourselves proposition to prostitute and see what happens. They didn't last real long, but
No. And we were all downstairs.
I tried to get the money back too. I almost had to fight him for it.
Right.
I'm lucky you got it back.
Oh, I'm getting it back. I love that place. We need to get back up there and film again and investigate. It's a wonderful location. And now that going to help Lost Limbs, it's even more of a great cause. Absolutely phenomenal place. They just put all new windows in it too.
Yep, I haven't been there since Lost Limbs owns it. So
We haven't either. Well,
Well, it looks like we're going to book something then,
Yeah.
don't it?
looks like we got multiple places to go.
I dare you. I dare you to invite me.
You're invited. I don't know. I dare you to invite me.
You stay invited. You're always on my guest list.
All right.
always got an open invitation.
Where you want to go? Let's get some time booked. Tell me when.
Yeah, I wanted to do the that one script you wanted to do about the medium.
Oh, I still got that in the works.
Yeah.
And just all this fun stuff here stopped us.
Okay.
There's several episodes of it now that I got figured out.
Okay. So
It's all inside twisted little pea brain.
Lord help us all.
whatever we can do.
It'll be fun.
I just play one on LEP.
Jen Hodgson said that we are going soon.
Oh, it's Rhodes.
Hotel.
No, I love that location. It's such an awesome place. And I've been all through it. I've even been underneath of it.
Mhm.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, when Robin and then first started working on it for Lost Limbs, I actually I was here with Brian Murray. We had to do some work on some of the plumbing, so we went down into the crawl space, and me and Brian Murray were crawling around underneath there. There's some spots that I couldn't get to that Brian had to go. He
Your chest was too.
he fit and I didn't. Old fat man is not getting stuck underneath an old building. Not happening. Not happening. I have not seen that 911 call. Hey, there's an old fat boy down here. He's stuck underneath the house. No,
Bring the news crew out.
no, not happening.
That's okay. We got YouTube. It's all right.
So then I went back a couple weeks later, and Brian couldn't make it, and me and Mike's dad finished doing his stuff. And there were some spots that Mike's dad had to go by himself because Jay still couldn't fit. It's like, but yeah,
I can barely fit behind the desk, so I'm good. So
well, I'm just saying, I've actually been in the attic and I've actually crawled underneath that building, so I know it kind of intimately.
ooh, nice.
Yeah.
He knows it from top to bottom.
I'm gonna stop there too. That's we're gonna never.
Talking about the building.
Happy anniversary.
Right.
I always got a bail out quote. You knew this.
32 years. Huh? That's what you get.
Right.
32 years. Huh?
Oh yeah, that's what you get from marrying a smart ass. You knew this show was going to go anywhere. You know how my mind works. Squirrel. You can't see it with the camera angle, but right there hangs my big Z Talk Radio Network banner still.
Nice.
Oh yeah, it's always got to be in the office.
Dr. Jim is on. We still got a couple shows over there running. So
Do you?
yeah,
Good deal. It's. I know Parasearch from the UK that I was on for a while. It folded up. I hear that there's a couple more radio stations like that they're kind of going by the wayside. There's so much going on with the competition of it and stuff, and everybody's on that RSS feed and all that stuff. And it's like, man, come on, why you guys gotta be so mean to the little guy?
yeah, more the better, and that's what we got to talk about that someday. But I want to see if we can put our videos up there and run the video line or video chat page instead, because we're all doing the video. Most people, it's easier to do video now than it is just to do radio.
Oh yeah,
Radio is very difficult to still do. So
if you podcastings are growing, but they're growing on things like iHeart and things like that, which you have to meet into a certain criteria and things like that. It's hard to get a startup one anymore. And which Z Talk and Paramania and Parasearch and all them were great avenues for that, but they're making it so difficult for them to compete nowadays because of the other thing, and it's absolutely terrible. It's like anything else. That the big guy wants to squash the little guy, even if the little guy's not hurting the big guy whatsoever.
the only easy way to do radio now is to do it through Apple, because Apple's got everything built into their computers now, and all the Windows based stuff all has all these. We had the hardest time trying to figure out all our encoders and everything. Where
Oh yeah,
Apple's pretty simple to do yet. So
well, it's like using Zoom, or we use StreamYard, or and there for a long time I was after we did our shows. Of course, we did video shows, and then we would always download them and then take the audio out, and I'd upload them on Anchor, and that worked out really well. And you can also do live shows there, and like you said, everything's built in on Anchor FM, and they hook you up with other networks, and they also hook you up with people who want to advertise with you, and that's where they get their cut. They start go off your advertising dollars if people advertise or anything. So, but there's so many different avenues, and like I said, things like that. It's hard for Z Talk and Paramania and Parasearch and just keep naming them for them to compete with that, because they're so multifaceted. They're also out through a bigger spectrum, and they're also all linked together. They won't allow you guys to link with them, but like Z Talk to link to them, but they'll let radio, TV, and radio this and podcasting, buzz, and whatever, all these others. I'm like, so you guys as big corporations will link up, but you'll cut us out. Why? It's just wrong, but
yeah, it's strange, but it's still running after all these years. And
hell
I
yeah.
don't know how long I can afford it yet, but we'll figure it out.
My arms are long.
Uh-oh. Are there any new places in the area you guys would like to investigate? Some places not many people have gone yet. Oh man, which area? Here in Ohio and stuff. Well, we got all kinds of places here in Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana. There's tons of new places. There's tons of places that we're actually getting ready to work on a project with a young lady down in Kentucky. She's actually outside of Lynch, Kentucky, and it used to be the largest coal mining camp in the world. And they've pretty much cut it all down and closed it all down. She's doing a documentary about the history of it and things. But there's some places that they're wanting to investigate. They've asked Teresa and I to come down and with her mediumship and with the way I investigated, working together and working with them and actually film a couple episodes of the documentary that they're working on. So there's whole areas down there like that. There's so many places that are really untouched. A lot of people don't know about it, and it's a matter of finding that person that can get you that access.
Right.
It really is.
I would like to get into Six Flags, New Orleans.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be a great place to investigate. But
I just want to get to New Orleans again with you.
yeah, we had a good time there. That's for
Oh,
sure.
it's a great
Oh,
time.
it's so fun.
It's a great time. It's a great event. I enjoyed it. I really did. Good people. And they're doing it again this year. I've seen some advertisements for it so far. So far, it hasn't got canceled like everything else.
Toledo's still going, right? So far.
Yeah, so far. So far. I mean, it's the weekend after SilCon, but so far it's still a go, as far as I understand.
SoCon is not go.
No.
Yeah, but they're talking about doing a virtual one now,
It's all right.
possibly.
I'm looking at we just confirmed today all the fall spiritual shows I do, all the the body lab shows here in Wisconsin that I'm doing now.
Yeah.
They're all psychic fairs that they go around to different cities in Wisconsin, and we do them now. So we're all over. So we have 8 or 9 of them this summer or this fall. So hopefully
That's
everything gets better.
They-
So
Let's not get started on this.
no, let's not do it.
Jail,
not
get
go
in
there.
trouble.
We did it before we were on the air, and that's where it's going to stay.
That's right. Thank you.
Because jail, get in trouble.
Yes, you will.
Anywhere in the Midwest, area. Where else in the Midwest I would like to go?
There's so many places I want to go. I can't wait to get out. We're trying our best to get out west with Jay and Marie Yates, investigating in all the places they have, like Michelle LeBaron I mentioned earlier.
Mhm.
She's with the REAP out there and that area and stuff with REAP.
By the way, did you know I'm part of REAP now?
Yeah, you sent me that the other day. I was like, that's awesome. That's all. Bill and them and Chris are
Yeah.
great people.
Yeah.
They're great people.
Love them. I'm helping them create the REAP Midwest. So I'm the dog of the Midwest. So that's kind of cool. So,
That's awesome.
Awesome.
And see, that is something I say that it has changed in the paranormal in the short time that we've been involved. There are more people working together like that and supporting one another and helping one another and networking than what isn't. You see, it's like anything else. You see, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. You see the people on Facebook that make all the hassles and all the crap. The people that's doing the right and positive things, they don't talk about it, they just do it.
right. So like Jen, who's in the chat room, her group is joining REAP Midwest with me. Shadow Hunters, who I'm a part of the group, and we're on their page tonight, they're joining REAP Midwest with me. So we're excited, and we're all doing Psychics Unite together. And that's one of the things Bill and Chris talked to me about, and I wanted to make sure that if I joined them, that they would join Terry and I in Psychics Unite and help growing that across the country. So not only do we have more paranormal teams going, but we'd have the psychic world and mediumship world and people with abilities linked up in our Psychics Unite groups too. So
That's awesome.
Nice.
That's awesome. And that's wonderful to see that support and working together. And
well,
we
yeah,
can all-
Carly's in the chat room was creating a group in both a Psychics Unite group and a paranormal group in Beloit, Wisconsin. So they're going to be part of the team coming up too. So
that's and it's so great to see that camaraderie and people working together and learning from one another. It's something that I've always been very passionate about. We love it, and you can't know everything. You can't. No one team can know everything. So the bigger your network is, the better chance you have to find answers.
We started out working with other groups though.
Man, if
And
it
I
wasn't for
think
other
that's
groups, we
part
wouldn't
of
have
the reason
squat.
that we like it now is that we started out when we started out with Post Town, we worked with groups every weekend practically there when we were helping run the tours, giving the walkthroughs and stuff. And we would get to hang around and investigate. And there were so many groups that came through and we learned from all of them. So we started out working with.
That's how we met.
Yeah.
Yep.
We started out working with other groups. So now working with other groups now, that doesn't bother us at all. We like it.
I thought that's how you're supposed to do it.
Right. That's how we.
Nobody told me any different.
Yeah.
You can't do that. Who says? Watch me. That's like right now I'm wearing an old shirt, Adventure Myths. Remember them guys? They're and Frank's back doing some things with that again.
They're really good.
Yeah, and not the group. They're not back together.
There's a lot of groups that are gone. I mean, you just
Yeah.
think about how many are gone.
Yeah. That's like I do it every time I see somebody's like, oh, that's it. I'm quitting the paranormal. All these pinheads, all these idiots, all these jokers, all this blah 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 blah. I'm like, so what are you quitting for? Because it made me mad. I'm like, so if they're the problem with the paranormal and you're trying to fix the problem, if you walk away, who's going to fix the problem and help the people that need help? You're leaving the jokers, the pinheads, and the idiots to actually be the only ones left. So now the people that need help are going to get bad help. And then when they get in trouble and they need real help and good help, who are they going to go to? Oh, that's right. You quit. You left. Like,
Right.
why do you do that? Because it's the truth. I'm not trying to use reverse psychology or anything like that. If you walk away, who's going to help the people that need help? Not the people that's looking for a show. Not the people that's looking for to get on TV. They're not there to help that family. They're getting whatever the evidence they need to get an episode, and they're going to walk away from it.
Right.
So if you walk away because you're mad at those people, who's going to help the people that need help? Not the people that want. I just don't get it.
By the way, Teresa, Devin, Teresa,
Hi, Devin.
Jay, Devin, Jay.
Columbus.
Yeah, Columbus.
Nice to meet you, Devin.
What is there a Tallahassee here too?
They're not. They're the group there yet, but we're looking for another leader. So if somebody wants to be in Tallahassee, Florida, I'm good for that. So.
No, I'm talking about the movie Zombieland. Columbus, Tallahassee.
No, but there's a Tallahassee Psychics Unite, so we're in good shape.
Yeah, but I was
We're
being a
ready for
smart.
the zombies.
I was being a smart ass about the movie because I love the
I
movies.
know, and I'm being a smart ass back, but
I haven't seen the second one. Have you?
No.
I didn't see the second or the all female version of Ghostbusters either. Teresa won't let me rent them.
Actually, I'm going to break everyone's face right now because of it. I liked it a lot.
Did you really?
I did. I liked it a lot. I thought it was different. I knew they weren't trying to be the same. I know they weren't trying to be in the same universe, but I enjoyed it because they talked a lot more about the tech. They actually explained what the devices did and how they did it, and like what the stuff on top of the roof for it was on the cars. So I liked the girls. I thought they were funny, and I enjoyed the cameos of a lot of the original guys. So I thought it was good. I can't wait for Afterlife. That was already supposed to be out, and we have to wait another year now because of the pandemic.
Don't get me started on that. And Devin, we're right here in Middletown, Ohio, so we're not that far away from you. So if there's anything you want to hit me and Teresa up about, we can answer any questions or help you out with anything. Just let us know. We'll do everything we can to help you. And that goes with anybody. I don't care where you're at. If that's what we believe. If there's something we can do to help you, find us on Facebook because we're both on there. Or you can always go to our LAP Productions YouTube channel or Facebook page.
But wait, he's saying it so fast. It's LEP. He keeps doing so fast, just in case.
I talk fast. I don't talk fast. Y'all listen slow.
Yeah.
What?
What?
Yeah. When
What?
we got married, I had to learn to listen fast.
What?
Huh?
Mhm.
Yes, LEP Productions YouTube channel and Facebook page. Plus, like I said, you can find me and Teresa. We used to have a team page for a Hindsight Paranormal, but we really don't do anything with that much anymore.
Right.
We still have it. We still have Hindsight. We still have the name and all that good stuff. But we do everything through LAP Productions and with Paranormal Mysteries. That's where our focus is at right now. And it's a concept of what we were talking about earlier. Paranormal Mysteries it is a team, but it's made up of Hindsight Paranormal. It's made up of LAP Paranormal. It's made up which is Lake Erie Paranormal. It's made up of PO3 and we had a couple of independent investigators. So it's actually 3 and 4 teams coming together to form this new team to put this together, showing different teams working together, different styles, different techniques, different ideas, different ideologies, because Jason's and a couple of them are very staunch Catholic, and then some of them are some Baptists, and then there's
I'm a recovering Catholic.
I'm a spiritualist. Let's go with that.
But the good
Actually, that's what I am now.
we can, if we disagree about something, and there was a piece of evidence in the
Awesome,
episode
Devin.
coming up that Jason and Tina disagreed on, and it's going to be in the show because it just goes to prove to you that you can disagree on things, but still remain friends, and you can do it as adults.
Yeah, I mean that's the one thing with
Take your ball and run home.
yeah. Tim Miley and I did that in a major one that ended up being on Sci-Fi in one of the shows. But him and I disagreed on what happens with the spirits there. We actually got in a fight, and you can hear it in the EVP session and everything. But because I'm as you know, said spirituals, I'm a recovering Catholic. I don't believe in hell. I don't think there's a place like that, and I don't think there's the demons like everyone believes. So I believe that everyone gets a second chance. You know, our souls do live on, even though we caused issues in this life. That we're all forgiven. You know, we have to go through some what I call a life review, but we all are forgiven. So
Please don't.
you'll be forgiven. That's what I'm trying to go for.
I'm just saying I don't want to review this shit. No. No, it's a one-time thing. I don't want to go. That's like when people ask you, if you could go back and be any age, what would you go back and change? I'm like, nothing. I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back and would change a thing. Forget it. Because I know me. Some of the things that I've done, I barely lived through. I barely made it out alive. I know exactly where it went wrong. So now I'm gonna go back and try to say, okay, well, this time I'll step to the left instead of the right, and I want instead of barely making it through, I'll get killed. No, I'm done. I made it. I'm done. No redos, no reviews. Moving forward. Nope. I don't want to do it.
Even with the broken thing.
Nope. I learned a lesson.
Right?
If she zigs, I zig too.
Yeah, zig, don't zag.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh my God! Inside joke. Sorry, folks. Ah.
It's not a joke. It really happened. But anyway.
Search his webpage. You'll see it's still there.
Oh, it's way back in there. That's what that was 3 years ago now.
That long already?
2 years.
It's been 4 years.
4 years. Holy crap.
We've been here 3, so it's been 4 years.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
One day I'll grow up.
Or that you can have fun again. What?
Oh, absolutely.
Huh? What?
My God. What's that Chevy commercial?
Your anniversary.
30, yes, 32 years tomorrow. Tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. I even remember what time we got married at.
Yes, you did.
Even though I get in trouble for work because I showed up late.
And
what? Drunk.
yes.
And wearing a pair of swim trunks and a wife beater and boat shoes and carrying my tux over my shoulder.
Yeah.
Hey, Miss
Oh,
Terry's in the chat room.
Hi, Terry.
What's up?
Terry says no one is forgiven because God is too what is it? I can't even say the word. You say it, Teresa.
Omnipresent.
Let me look.
Impotent. No. Wrong word.
Omnipotent.
Omnipotent.
Yeah, to be offended.
say it.
Which is true, which is very true.
I can say it. Just don't ask me how to spell it and how to define it.
I can't say it. I know the meaning of it, but I can't say it.
Oh, look at me.
Omnipotent.
I always make jokes about that.
More than potent. It's kind of like infamous. That means he's more than famous.
Omnipotent. See, I've had people accuse me of that before, that all I want to do with the
Being
paranormal is become
omnipotent?
famous. And I said, I'm not stopping. I want to be infamous. Famous people get forgotten after a few generations. Infamous people never. Look at Genghis Khan. He's infamous.
That's more,
Look at the kid.
that's more than famous. That was from the Three Amigos.
George Washington. There's good people. There's people on the good side that are infamous too. I don't want to be famous. I want to be infamous. That's why fake evidence and that's a whole different joke.
Don't even go there. Don't even go there.
That's a long time ago. I got accused of that one time, and it's funnier and crap. It brought a lot of us together. No, it is. It's funny.
It made us family.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
It really did. I mean, it really did.
Yes.
Because that one person drove a spike into a lot of friendships that we thought were forever.
Oh, the whole paranormal community was flipped upside down.
Yeah, it was a rough time. It was like it was the black plague of the paranormal community.
Absolutely. But
And it went deep, it went high, it went deep, it went long, it was everywhere. I mean, everybody was
but
getting
it came out okay, and it made some people that needed to go away went away, and it made some people that wanted to dig in deep and stay strong together. They did exactly that. It was absolutely, it was a purge that didn't need to be, but it happened anyway. And that's why I always say about it, I don't ever talk about it in a negative way. I don't, because so many positive things come out of it.
I do, because I lost that person as a friend.
I didn't. They made a choice. It's not my fault.
Yeah, I understand, but it's still a loss for me. It's still a loss. It's a friend. I know they made the choice, but I mean, we had some damn good times riding mini bikes and having fun and eating at your house, hanging out, and you know what I mean. We had a blast. We had a blast together, and then to be torn and put on sides and fight, and it was tough. It was
it was extremely
tough
tough.
time, but you can see who's still together.
Exactly. That's what I mean. I don't feel that way. I done nothing wrong. And eventually they admitted that I'd done nothing wrong. And it was their choice. And I don't have to like it. I don't have to like it at all. But it's not mine to make, and that's not my burden to carry. And I don't carry those anymore. I used to do that crap all the time. And I've realized that I am responsible for me, my actions, my deeds, and what I say and what I do. And I'm only going to carry those burdens. It's not mine to carry those other ones. They're not mine. Did I feel a lot of hurt and sorrow at the beginning and in the middle of it? Yeah. But now do I? No, because I done nothing wrong. I have no guilt to feel. That's not mine to carry. And I'm not going to carry that energy.
I'm not sorry about it. I still get mad about
it.
This to be honest.
But that's too negative. I don't want that negativity. I don't want that negativity.
All the hurt that was caused, all the lost friendships, all the tears that were shed.
Right, Carly.
It was a rough time.
It really was.
Carly said everything happens for a reason, and everything is a lesson to be learned. Absolutely. It happened for a reason. It was meant to be. It was meant to be played out the way it did. Some grew stronger, some fell wayside. That's the way life happens, but that happens through everything in your lifetime. If it's not somebody that causes something, time does that sometimes. Sometimes you can be with somebody for a couple of 3 or 4 or 5 years. You're thicker than thieves. You're best friends. You can't go anywhere out. And next thing you know, just one day they decide to walk away, and your lives drift apart. It's not anything personal. It's just how life works.
Yeah.
My best friend in high school, I haven't spoke to in years. He got married, had kids. I got married, moved away, and had kids, and don't even know where he's at anymore. That's life.
There's another person, that her and I were very close, and we don't ever even talk anymore. And you know who I'm talking about too. She even came to post down with me. So it's tough. We look at it, we look at our things, but then in the end, you just look and see who your true friends are, and definitely you two have always been that for me, and I want to thank you guys for that. So
I still think they're true friends. It's just they're on their own pathway. That's just the way I look at it. They're on their own path, and they got to walk their own path. I still
pray for them and give them energy, positive energy, and hopefully that they're enjoying their life the way they want to enjoy it now. So,
and even with the ones that done me wrong, I always tell people the same thing. I wish them all the success and happiness in the world. All I want them to do is leave me alone. Don't bother me, and I'll not bother you. You walk your path, I'll walk my path. Best to you. Sayonara.
Right.
No.
She's gonna get back to the chat room and read.
Well, what Carly said, I couldn't
Scotty.
help but think it had Scotty written all over.
He said that to me for years.
Because that was the first thing that you ever taught me, Scotty. Everything happens for a reason.
Not everything. Have you met me?
Everything.
No.
That was the first thing you taught me.
I've always disagreed with that. There are random things that just happen, whether with no rhyme or reason. It just is what it is. And it has no absolutely rhyme, reason, or meaning to it. It's just one of those things that happens. It's just one that's as my granddad always called it, one of those little quinky dinks.
I don't think there's coinky dinks. I think there's stuff that happens for reasons. And I think that broke up certain groups and made other groups stronger during that time. And, so everything happens for reasons. So,
Well, most things do, but there's sometimes there's things that just happen because you can't help it. People are too abstract, and plus we think we have control of the world. We think we have control of our lives. We think we have control of a lot of things, but we actually have very little to absolutely no control. We have none. We're a giant rock hurtling through space, spinning around a glowing ball that could explode any time. Yeah, we're in control. Yeah, we got all the control in the world.
hey, what's over there?
Squirrel.
Right?
So I just, like I said, I think there are some things that just kind of happen, and I'm glad for it though. That's the adventure of life. That's the adventure of trying to figure it out sometimes. And the paranormal is a bad thing for me with that one, because when I first got involved, I wanted answers. Me and Callie Cheryl talked about it a couple years ago, and I still feel the same way. Actually, about 3 or 4 years ago, I really don't look for answers anymore. I enjoy the hunt for the questions. For every time I think I find an answer, I found 50 more questions. For each answer, I find 500 more questions. Then I think I find another answer, I found 5,000 more questions. I love that constant pursuit of change and knowledge of being able to open up your mind to a different spectrum that you never would have before.
Well, you always say that every time you don't get answers, you just get more questions. But
Absolutely.
you're the type of person that if Scotty were to say, Jay, don't touch that button.
I'm touching it.
No, Scotty were to say, you guys don't touch that button while we're on air.
I'm touching it.
Jay's gonna be like, what, that button? And he's gonna push it. I'm over here going, okay, I'm not gonna touch that button
I have
because Scotty
not-
told me not to.
I have not put up a single reaction this entire time, but I saw the thing put reactions up there.
Yeah, and on the thing you can see it. So what happens is, so they're on the air, because Jay touched the button. I told him not to touch it, and he's like touching it anyway.
I was always be that person that I understand what the concept of what people are saying or doing. I understand what you're
There's
talking
your reaction, Jay.
Yeah, absolutely. But I understand the pain and the misery that a woman has to go through for having a baby, but I can't understand it completely because I can't have a baby. You know what I mean? I'm one of those people.
Get that off now. You get their reaction off.
It'll go away. It'll go away in a minute. So it's just one of those things that I've always been that way. My mom and dad's like, don't stick your finger in the lights like you'll get shocked. I'm like, will it hurt? He's well, it'll hurt. Oh, that wasn't that bad. I'll do it again.
That's too funny.
He was a bad kid growing up.
I was a good kid.
You were not.
You were not.
Always pushed everything.
I still push everything. I'm still a good kid.
I, on the other hand, was not a bad kid because mom and dad said something and I listened.
You do. You listen great.
Sometimes she listens too well and takes it too much to heart.
That's true too.
Sorry.
That's true too.
No, but
so where can you be found? LEP what?
LEP Productions YouTube and Facebook pages. We are there with all of our things with Paranormal Mysteries, the Paranormal Mysteries podcast, Ask Us podcast, the TNT Show podcast, and of course during the pod. And now we're doing the Conversation with Friends with me and Callie Cheryl, and of course Teresa and Tina on TNT, and Jason, Joe, and myself on During the Pod, and me and Levi, a young guy, good-looking young man on Monday nights.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he's quite a little catch. He's all fit and stuff and in shape before he plays football and all that stuff in high school. And I'm like, what are you doing here with an old guy?
Levi's always been the type, he was one of our son's friends, and or he still is, but Levi would come to the house even though Hunter wasn't home. And they'd be out riding four-wheelers down at the trestle, and you would hear a four-wheeler coming home. We'd think, oh, it's Hunter. It was Levi. He's like, no, he says, I got hungry and I got to go to the bathroom. So I'm going to put a pizza in the oven and go to the bathroom. I'm like, all right. It was like his second home.
He still does.
Yeah.
He stopped by the other day. Hunter, when I was like, Hunter's not here. He was like, that's cool. I'll come see you.
I come to see you guys.
Okay. Sit down. Let's talk.
Right?
What's up?
That's too cool.
I'll see Terry just send a link in there that I'm going to have to see if I can't get in there to click on so I can go watch it.
Yeah, that's a pretty good. You'll love that. So, Well, thank you guys. It was fun to chat on this instead of Z Talk or on, in person. So it's kind of fun to get together during the pandemic.
Scamdemic. I mean,
That's right. That's where we're going to end the show now. So
Go, Scotty, go.
all right, guys. We'll see you next week on Scotty Talks About. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Teresa, so much. Love you guys so much.
I love you. Thank you for having us on.
Scott will be back next week. I won't be invited back now.
All right. Good night, everybody. Thank you for watching.